Karibu sana to this series again, the Organic Strawberry Farmer Network. And as I told you, and you have seen, everything I've told you about doing your land preparation, prerequisites, how to do your seedling propagation, how to select your planting and everything else. And I hope you're learning. The next topic we're going to do this time around, I'm going to talk about how to do your planting, how to do your different watering schedules. Now, when I talk about planting, it's not what you'd actually think of just remove the seedling from the cup and just plant. Because remember this, I told you I'm really going to be very specific about maintaining and saving on costs. Because the seedling itself, as I'll show you, is actually in a plastic cup. Now, let me show you how you're going to do it. Karibu twende. So once you get your seedlings, and remember, our runners will always come in clear plastic cups. Now, yes, we do supply the runners. Yes, we do supply organic strawberry seedlings. But in case you do get them from somewhere else, there are things I need you to actually be very attentive about. Number one, as you can see, this is a runner. But you see this? Do you remember in one of our previous episodes, I talked about the umbilical cord when I was showing you about the runners. Now this will actually show you and actually tell you that this plant was actually from a runner, because this is exactly where the mother plant was from. Okay? Secondly, since you are using clear plastic cups, you always have to ensure that you're able to see roots right at the bottom of the cup. If I look through this cup, I can actually see roots right at the bottom. Even if I can look from here, where there are holes, I can see roots coming out through the cup. Now you probably wonder, do I need to remove this cup or do I need to tear the cup? No, do not tear the cup, please. Why? Because of this. As much as this cup is 2 shillings, let's do basic mathematics. This cup is 2 shillings, and let's say you have 4,000 plants. How much is that? Okay, that's already 4,000 plants. That means you have 8,000 shillings. That means 8,000 shillings of cups. You actually want to tear 8,000 shillings and throw it away. And remember, I told you, we are trying to save on money. So I have the area where I want to farm my strawberries. Now, what I'll do first is take a stick and make a hole right at the bottom, and I'm going to do this. Make sure you do left, right, back, forth. It's like for people who like driving manual vehicles, you'll understand, but for automatic vehicle drivers, don't worry, this is the same way you will do it. Okay, then after that, remove the stick. Then after that, ensure the soil is moist. But since it rained, our soil is moist. What you need to do next, you need to remove this soil from the cup. So how you're going to do it, we're just going to squeeze the soil gently. Now remember, you're not pressing like a toothpaste tube. And for those who press toothpaste tubes, always start from the bottom. Don't do it kati-kati, in the middle. Okay, so there we go. Then take your 2 fingers, wrap the entire plant around your fingers and flip and press. And what you're going to see next is not magic, it's reality. And there we go. Our cup is intact, and as you can see, our roots looking all fresh and everything. Okay, very good roots, everything is up to standards. So then after you've done this, take our plant and we dip it right inside the hole, then take your soil and return it. Okay? Now, this is a scenario whereby we have already planted our strawberries. But let's say, for example, we planted our strawberries and let's say maybe 1 or 2 probably died. Okay? Why I'm holding this straw right here is what I use for what you call scouting. Think about it this way. You have 3,000 plants, and let's say maybe 300 of them died. Will you know which plant was actually planted at a particular date? Will you remember? So the easiest way of doing things, I always tell people, make your life very easy. So I have these straws. So this one has a red tip. So I'll just come and put it right there. So I'm going to go and write on my book any plant that was planted on bed number 1 with a red straw was planted on this particular date. Why? Because I'm able to know the age of that particular plant at a particular period of time. Okay? So that process is what we call scouting. Okay? It's important to do it. It makes my life very easy. It's also going to make your life also very, very easy. Okay? So, but over and above that, you have seen how we have planted our strawberries. And now that plant, immediately after planting, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about watering. Now the watering schedules are as follows. For the first 1 month, water your plants every single day. I repeat, for the first 1 month, water your plants every single day. Quantity, half a liter per plant, and time of day in the evening. For the second, third, and fourth month, water your plants thrice a week. I repeat, for the second, third, and fourth month, water your plants thrice a week. Quantity, half a liter per plant. Time of day in the evening. For the 5th, 6th, 7th onwards, water your crops twice a week. Quantity, half a liter per plant, and time of day in the evening. I know you probably wonder, what about what I call them special case scenarios? What if it's too hot? What about during the rainy season? What do I need to do? That's what I'll tell you this. During the rainy season, you don't need to water your plants. And when I say rainy season, I do not mean like just your normal drizzling. I mean proper rainfall. You do not need to water your plants. During the hot season, irrespective of whichever month you're in after planting, you need to water your crops 3 times a day. 3 times a day, this is what I mean. 6 o'clock in the morning, half a liter. Midday, half a liter. And 6 o'clock in the evening, half a liter. Why? Because during the hot season, you're going to realize that the sun is too hot and the rate of evaporation is very high. So what you always want to do is ensure that your plants always have water. And your plants will be stressed if they don't have water when you find that the bottom of the leaf actually flips and turns up. Let me show you. If you look at this plant, it's green at the top. This plant means the plant is not stressed at all. If you want to know your plants are stressed, you're going to see this. Notice this side, how light it is. Your plants are going to face up like this, and this becomes something very dangerous for you, because that means your plant is coming, the production of the plant is going to be very slow. That means your plant is stressed. Have you ever thought about when you're thirsty, how irritable you become, how angry you become until you drink some water? The same thing with the strawberry plant. So here's the thing, give your plants water. Don't be mean with the water, okay? Now, after you've done your watering, remember you can do your watering either using the drip irrigation, or you can do your irrigation using the manual system. And you're probably wondering, if you're going to do watering manually, you probably say, oh, I don't have enough capital to get started doing set up the drip irrigation. It's okay. Okay, so I would recommend you get either a container that is half a liter, that has a big surface area and circumference. Please do not use a water bottle for this particular reason. I have a bucket with me and I have a bottle. So what's going to happen, I take the bottle into the water, you'll hear blue, 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 blue. Remove the bottle, then pour at the base of the plant, blue, 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 and you have 200 plants. Come on, how long will it take to do the watering? You'll even get tired doing the watering. So the best thing, get a container that has a big surface area. Think about maybe a yogurt container that is maybe half a liter. You'll just fetch with water and pour right at the base of the plant. That makes your life very easy for you, okay? For the drip irrigation, we have our water timer. So it's just a matter of you timing how to ensure that you actually have half a liter per plant. We have planted, we have done our watering, the plants are looking absolutely amazing. But the question is, what about nutrition? Yes, you do remember we did feed them either cow, sheep or goat manure, but there's something very important that you as a farmer, you need to ensure that you're feeding the plant. I remember I told you strawberries are a very hungry plant. So, nutrition. When you have just planted, you want to ensure that you have a lot of nitrogen, because the nitrogen is what's going to help your plants to develop a lot of green leaves. Because the whole process of green leaves, that means you're going to get a lot of photosynthesis taking place, which is a good thing for you because your plant is going to become healthy. After you've done that, you've put your nitrogen, you also need to feed your plants phosphorus. Now for the farmer who is doing runner propagation, you want to ensure what you have done, you have nitrogen and you have phosphorus in your plants, because the phosphorus level is going to increase your runner production, meaning you'll be able to increase your farm at a very easy cost within a short period of time. Remember I showed you one plant gave us 5 runners. That is a lot. That is actually minimum, because with very good nutrition you'll find that one plant will even give you 13 runners. 13 runners, that is a lot. After you've done that, that's during when you've just planted. What about during the fruiting stage? You want to ensure that your plants are very rich in calcium, boron, magnesium and potassium. Let me talk about potassium, because the potassium side of it is what actually helps in sweetening the fruits. You might ask yourself, what's the whole idea of potassium? Let me tell you something you've never thought about. Have you ever eaten a ripe yellow bitter banana? And you're standing there, you're sitting there, you're wondering, ripe yellow bitter banana. The answer is no, you've never. Why? Because bananas are very rich in potassium. So what we have done is taken the same potassium content that is in bananas and put them on our strawberries. And no, I'm not saying you go get banana peels and everything else you can't put in your beds, on your strawberry beds, because you're going to now start introducing what you call fruit flies. Our source of potassium that we use what you call Russian comfrey. In our local language, it's called mafake. So you make a concoction from that comfrey, which you're now going to spray, not spray, you're going to drench on your plants after every other day. That increases your potassium level in your fruits. That means your fruit is sweet. Have we done it? Yes, we have done it. We actually apply comfrey concoction on our beds, and we went a step ahead. One of our students, the farm gang, actually has a device that is called a refractometer. So we took our fruits to do what we call a Brix test, and we saw the sugar level of the strawberry fruit itself was clocking 13, 14, 15. That is a very sweet fruit, and that was consistent with random picking. That's because of the potassium content in it. So you're probably seated there wondering, where am I going to get all these things? Like my calcium, potassium, at least I've told you, from my comfrey, and what ratios? Okay, stop getting angry. I will tell you. Take it easy, okay? So let's start with the calcium. For my calcium, I get my calcium from insect frass. BSF, black soldier fly. BSF, not the Bible study, I mean BSF, black soldier fly. So my supplier of the black soldier fly, they're called Zihanga, they're in Lower Kabete. Again, the number will be in the description. I'll get you in touch with them. Why did I opt to use them? Because Zihanga, these guys, what they have done, they have tested their frass. I have used frass from other different farmers, and I did not get the results as compared to what I got while using Zihanga frass. Because for them, they actually took time, tested their frass, and we actually got good, credible results. We took like around 8 months with them. They produce, they test, I test on my side, give them results. And every farmer whom I've trained, and I've told them, hey, go to the hanger, buy the frass from them, and you'll see the results. I actually have testimonials of my own farmers that I have trained will also tell you the same thing. So the frass from the hanger, that thing works like magic. Would I recommend you to get it? Yes. So they have 3 types of frass. That is 5-2-2, NPK basically, 5 nitrogen, 2 phosphorus, 2 potassium. And they have 2-2-2 of NPK, and they also have 3-2-2-3. The last 3 is the calcium that you're going to use during your flowering and fruiting. The other fertilizer that I use is called Fertisol. So Fertisol, I get it from a company called IPS, then along Mombasa Road. Again, if you need it or if you want it, call me on the number on the description. I'll link you up with them. So this is a pellet fertilizer that has both the micro and micro elements. Macro and micro elements, okay? And the good thing about it, you're going to put the Fertisol once after every 3 months. Yes, once after every 3 months. It's a slow release, but because of that slow release, you're going to get very good results. I have tried it. My farmers that I've trained have also tried it. Will I recommend it? 100%. For the frass you're going to put, for the insect frass, you're going to put 30 grams per plant. For the Fertisol, you're going to put 50 grams per plant. Okay? For my comfrey, after I've already done my comfrey tea, I'm going to do a ratio of 1:5. That is 1 part comfrey tea to 5 parts water. Then I said I'm going to drench the plant. Let me talk something about drenching. If you get your knapsack spray or your hand spray, for the ladies who go to the salon, okay, you have this bottle of the hand spray, and if you realize it has settings whereby if you press it like this, there's one that comes out like a shower and one that comes out like a jet. So the one that comes out like a jet, that's what you're going to use for drenching. The same thing also works for your knapsack sprayer. The one that comes out like a jet, that's what you're going to use now for drenching. Now you know, so don't stop asking yourself what is drenching. I got you. The other fertilizer that I use is what you call vermi-liquid. So my vermi-liquid, I get it from Greenfield's BioBin, the Njoro. My contact person is called Nicholas. Again, if you want it, the number is in the description. I will link you up with them. And why I also use it, it is a fantastic fertilizer. Out of all these fertilizers that I actually use, let's say from Nicholas or the vermi-liquid, Nicholas of the frass, and Victor, which I'll link you up with that, with the Fertisol, all of them have actually tested this fertilizer, lab tested results. So when you're buying this fertilizer, you're not just buying anything just because I heard of it, okay? You're buying something that has actually been tried and tested. So I always ask myself, the farmers who actually do the strawberries synthetically, they buy a whole range of products on their strawberries, but the same farmers will come and tell me my product, or by using this product, it's not working. So I ask myself, then why are you using it? Why do you need it? Yet doing them organically is very simple. I've just talked about 4 products, yet somebody will have more than 10 products doing the same thing. I'm not saying doing synthetic is bad, but on the organic side of it, doing the comparison, come on, bana. Doing them organically is a very simple thing to do. So don't hesitate. Don't worry that, oh, I have heard. You know, this is the thing. We all hear things. But the thing is, do it practically. And that's, remember I told you, go to a farmer who has actually done it, him or herself. And even that's when people come for training, we show you things on the ground. We're no longer doing 844 system, whereby you have to sit down on a blackboard. You actually come to the farm and I show you practically. So we have planted, we have fed our plants all the required nutrients. So again, you start asking yourself, so when am I actually going to get this fruit, these beautiful organic strawberries? So from planting to the fruiting, I do a period of 4 months. It's a 4 months of grooming the plant. Then we start getting fruits from the beginning of the 5th month. Okay? So having fed your plant all that is required, I know you probably look at this fruit and you're like, I want to get that fruit. It's possible for you to get the same kind of fruit. Now I've fed this fruit with so much calcium, because that means the shelf life of this fruit is going to be a very long shelf life. It's got around 4, 5, 10 days. And the sweetness in this fruit, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nothing refreshes like a freshly picked organic strawberries. This thing, you guys are missing out. This thing is so sweet that anybody who's doing the strawberries right and their customers will always come back for more. That means you actually have return customers, okay? Which is something any business actually wants. So what are you doing? Seated there. I hope this time you already bought your gumboots and you're getting out of the house, because this is pure niceness.